which is equal parts breathing, that is neurocognitively important for balancing the intention with the reality, the cortical system with the limbic system. All right, and that's the breath work that's intended for that. So let's get started. I'm going to tell you 4 words, and I want you to remember them because I'm going to ask you again at the end practice. Okay, and a strategic skill that you can use is to maybe make up a quick little story about them in your mind to help you remember, or a mnemonic, or an acronym, or something like that. So what strategy are you going to use to remember these 4 words? And here are the 4 words: starfish, sidewalk, fox, balloon. All right, now come to your seated mountain. So scooch forward in your chair if that's going to work for your core today. Walk your feet a little bit ahead of your knees and get that core to just engage. Press the feet into the earth. Press the hands into the legs and use that to help you lengthen your spine. Take a moment to draw the shoulders up towards your ears, soften them back and down. So just take the shoulders up a couple of times. Good. One more. All right, now stretch the fingers out wide, curl the tips in and fling them out. Just a little bit of movement in the hands. A little bit of movement in the wrists. So make some gentle circles with light fists, soft fists. Go both directions. And extend your arms out long, make tighter fists and slow down the circles. Just pay attention to what you notice. Bringing awareness to sensations of the body. All right, that's one of the ways we calm our nervous system, by redirecting where our attention goes, away from the stories and back to the body, out of the head into the body. Take those circles the other direction. Tip your wrists up and down, fingers down, finger knuckles up and down. One more, up and down. Interlace your hands and just make some circles, wiggly circles with your hands clasped. Movement in the wrist, try to go both directions. All right, good. Reach your arms out long. Rotate from the top of your arm, thumbs down, and then cross the arms and see if you can't interlace the hands again, and then bring them towards your chest. So now you're doing like an inside out, right? Okay, now don't touch anything, but I want you to look at a finger, just look at a finger and try to lift it and see if you pick the right one. Keep picking different fingers and try to lift them up. And if you're like me, that was pretty challenging. It's like brushing your hair in a mirror with your opposite hand. Okay, your hair is going all different directions. I'm going to give you now a finger to lift, and I want you to notice how you've got this brain connectivity already established. So even if you want to close your eyes and not even look at your hands, I'm going to say lift your right index finger, goes right up. Lift your left ring finger. Wiggle your right thumb and your left pinky. And notice how much easier that was, because you're used to assigning right and left to your hands as opposed to using a mirror and playing with your hands. So it's just different parts of your brain, different neurons that are connecting differently when you have to use your vision to try to identify which finger you want to lift up. So that's just kind of a little exercise to show how some habits are completely established and it makes things easier. But when we're trying to learn new things, if you practice that for a few days, it wouldn't be an issue for you at all. All right, and you can test that with yourself if you want. All right, now stretch your arms down long, spread your fingers wide, and let that stretch come across the tops of your shoulders as you're sitting up tall. Full breath in, reach your shoulders up to your ears, and then don't drop your shoulders, but mindfully stretch your fingers down toward the floor. And we'll do this with the ha breath. So breathe in, breathe out with a ha. This is one of your anti-anxiety breaths. Breathe in, and if you add a smile to it, you'll release serotonin, that natural anti-anxiety. Good. Fingertips onto the shoulders, start to warm up the shoulders. So make some circles with your elbows. And take your time. And then lift the elbows up a little bit higher. Stretch and lengthen the spine. Take the elbows back, down, and around. And do 2 more of those, connecting it with the breath. Inhale, exhale, back down and around. And one more time, inhale, and back down and around. Open your arms out, keeping a soft bend in the shoulders. Rotate the shoulders forward from the top of the shoulder and back. Rotate forward and back. And just pay acute attention to the sensations that you notice with this movement. It could be in the shoulders, the base of the skull, somewhere in the elbows, who knows? Everybody's body is so different. Good. And then lower the arms down, just shake it out, roll your shoulders out. All right. Now take your fingers and take thumb to index in one, thumb to pinky in the other. And then move up or down your fingers. Now it's thumb to ring and thumb to middle. And now the other hand, it's thumb to ring, thumb to middle. Other hand, it's thumb to index, thumb to pinky. Is this making sense? So instead of just going from the top, you're going from one top and one bottom. And then just try to wiggle through that a little bit. And then stop, freeze. Notice if you've reconnected to doing both hands the same way. We want to try to do the hands differently. One starts from pinky and one starts with index. And then try again, freeze. Notice if your brain has then gone back to. So it's going to take a lot of focus and concentration to keep that movement going. So that's a practice for you to do while you're waiting for an appointment. It's getting the right and the left hand to do 2 different things, which creates new connections between the brains. Okay, so now we're going to play with that as we take our arms down by the side, reach the arms up overhead. We're going to try proprioceptive awareness. So when you take your arms up overhead, stick your thumbs out and touch your thumbs to touch each other. See if they can find each other in space. Where am I in space? Lower the arms down. Good. So now with the breath, do that again. Thumbs touching. Maybe it was better that time. And lower it down. Now we're going to take one hand's going to do pinky, one's going to do index. So touch pinky to index, try to tap them, see if they met. All right, now go down the list. We're going to do ring to middle. See if they can find each other. Now you're going to do middle to index finger. And now where are we? Pinky to index. And lower back down. Good. Proprioceptive awareness, where am I in space? It's definitely something that keeps your body sitting upright. You couldn't do it. You didn't have it. You couldn't sit upright. You couldn't walk. You wouldn't know where your body was in space. So that's a good practice to do as well. All right, let's just work the spine now a little bit. So come back to that mountain. Hands are nice on the thighs, getting you to reach tall. Just turn your head over your right shoulder, kind of movement you have in your neck. Now let those eyeballs keep looking over your shoulder, get a little slight more movement in your neck. Now bring a smile to your face, release some of that serotonin, and then bring your head back to center and go the other direction. You're happy, you're in yoga, all is well right now, maybe. But we fake it till we make it with our body sending that serotonin up to our brain, and then come back to center. Take your head, tip it over to the side just a bit as you reach your left fingertips out to the right side of the head, left fingertips. And just reach a little further, get that nice stretch from earlobe to shoulder, and stretch the fingertips even another ½ inch longer. See if you can feel a stretch in your fascia in that arm. And come back to center, sweep your head towards center, pause here for a moment, reach with the crown of the head as the chin is bowed toward the chest, and find that, take all the wrinkles out of the back of the neck, and then sweep it over toward that left side. Ear in line with shoulder, right fingertips out to the right side, stretch and lengthen, find that breath. What can we let go of? Anything we can just let go of, tightness, tension. And then bring that hand back to center, sweep back to the middle, and lift that head back up. Lower that left hand down to your side, reach your right arm up to goalpost, and then turn the palm facing you. Roll the shoulder back, so get that shoulder blade nice and plugged in on your back, and then crescent over towards that left side. Now keep this arm in goalpost if that feels better for you, or reach it up overhead. And while you're doing so, notice the sensation of the stretch from the ribs to the underarm. We're really paying attention to little nuances. And then as you start, if it works for your shoulder, bring the upper arm in line with the ear and continue to notice the sensations that you feel. And if it feels like discomfort, back off and go back to a different place. Now we're going to take our awareness to the back right rib. So turn the torso toward the earth, stretch the finger a little further, and notice the sensations you feel in the back right ribs. You know, there are people who cannot identify sensations they feel in their body. They don't even know what we're talking about. So don't take it for granted that you can sense these things. Come back to center, lift the arm back up overhead and take it to a Y. Now notice that you're starting to feel a little heat build up in that shoulder, right? Tip back over to the side and walk the arm back behind you so you get a stretch from where the arm connects to the shoulder. And again, if it feels like discomfort, back off. Paying attention to our body is a gift. Good. Reach the arm back overhead and lower the arm down and then shake that side out. Woo. Now notice the difference between side to side. Feel a little tingling, a little burning, a little rush of blood flowing back down to the fingers. Interoception. What do I notice from the inside out? I'll bring that left arm to the side. Lift the elbow up if you can. Turn the palm facing you. Lengthen, draw that belly in, crescent, hold on or don't. All right, notice what you feel here. Roll that shoulder back, shoulder blades stacked back on the back. And maybe the arm reaches up overhead if that works for your shoulder. Good. What do you sense there? Did you feel a little stretch going up the underarm? And then lift and lengthen a little bit higher. So use that awareness to take that arm and that proprioception to bring the upper arm in line with the ear. Very nice. Where do you feel from the side body? Where the ribs, between the ribs and the hip. Nice. Now take your awareness to the back left ribs as you turn the torso toward the earth. And what do you need to do to find that best sense of sensation? Do you need to twist a little more or stretch a little further or back off? And then come back to center, lift the arm back up, turn it into a big Y, press it away from you as you crescent over one more time. Feel that big sensation from where the arm connects to the shoulder. Now, what are your fingers tingling? Because the blood's been drained out of the hand practically. So now what we're going to pay attention to is that feeling of the blood rushing back down the arm into the fingertips. Whoosh. And your fingers say, thank you. Feels good. All right. Good. All right, take your feet nice and wide. And then press your hands onto your thighs, lengthen and hinge forward. So take the awareness to your lower back here. Press the feet firmly into the earth and see if you can't notice how the sitting bones can shift a little bit deeper into the chair. Roll your shoulders up and back, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Now you're either going to use your core strength or press your hands into the thighs to lift back up. You decide. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. 2 more as you breathe in. And exhale. And 1 more inhale. And exhale. Good. Press back up and heel toe walk your feet back in. And you should have a block right nearby you. Put your feet up on the block. Both feet on the block. All right, you got it. And turn the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet are in the direction of each other. If it hurts the sides of your feet, don't do it. But find something that allows a little bit of hip opening. Okay, so this one we're going to bring our hands in front of our heart. We're going to, if you feel comfortable touching your nose or come in the direction of touching your nose with your right hand, the left hand's going to cross under and tug at the right ear. All right, so we're doing this 2 different things with one hand and a crossing the midline, which is good for the hemispheres of the brain. All right, now we're going to switch. We're going to touch the nose with the left hand and tug the left ear with the right hand. And then we're just going to switch back and forth with that. I want you to notice if you're tugging your nose and plugging your ear, keep practicing it, and you'll see that it gets a little bit more in tune into your muscle memory. And then when you do that, you know that you've created those few connections that may not have been there, because when have you ever done this before? And your brain says, okay, I got it. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this. This is where I wish we were together, because that's a pretty hilarious one. So that's another one for you to practice, okay? Maybe in the privacy of your own home for that one. Okay. Now get yourself comfortable. If you're comfortable in Baddha Konasana with your knees out to the side, we're going to do our breath work here, our Samavriti, and a little 2-minute meditation. Because it's breath, meditation, and movement that all are combined through that yoga practice to enhance the neurotherapy system. Okay, so make yourself comfortable, whatever that is for you. And let's get long in our spine, hands on the thighs, lengthen, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. 3 cleansing breaths, breathing in through the nose, out through an open mouth. Coming into present moment, using your visual eyesight to see 3 things that in your room that help you to clasp on to present moment. And using your sense of touch to feel 3 things in your body, feeling the way the air is on your skin, the clothes are on your skin, your feet are on the block. And using your sense of hearing to ground into the present moment, hearing the sound of my voice, your own breath, ambient sounds around your house. All those things bring us to present, creating a state of stability where we're just in this moment. And breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Following your natural normal rhythm of the breath. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Taking that breath a little bit deeper, and either with the hand to get feedback or just using your proprioceptive awareness, feeling the belly expand. And then as you exhale, feeling the belly press back in toward the spine. Even parts breathing is breathing in for a count of 2, 3, or 4, whatever works for you, and breathing out for that same count. So that breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Can be a way to create a lovely cadence for yourself. Balancing intention with reality. Balancing the thinking brain with the emotional brain. And continue to focus on your breath for a few more moments and come back to your natural normal breath and just follow the rhythm of your natural normal breath. This breathing meditation is intended to help you stay focused, improve concentration, and again, take you out of your thoughts, out of your head, and keep you into your physical body through following the physical movement of the breath. So you may notice the sensation of the tip of the nose where the air moves into the nostrils. You may be able to feel the rise and fall of the ribs, forward and side to side movement of the ribs. Very challenging to stay focused on the breath without letting your thoughts Let's get on with this. I'm bored, my to-do list, whatever it is. And that is the job of your mind. It's just what it does. So when that happens, you're to say, oh, well, and come back to the breath. So I'm going to be quiet for a minute. And when the thoughts creep in, just say, oh, well, non-judgment, and come back to the breath. And you may come back, you may say, oh, well, 100 times in this minute. And that ends this quick meditation. So take a nice full breath in as you blink the eyes open. Take a moment to just notice how your body feels after maybe giving it a chance for a little GABA, a little serotonin with the smile, some of those neurochemicals. And trust in the process of the research that shows that meditation can slow down the heart rate, the blood pressure, calm the nervous system, and psychologically can make us feel more easeful and relaxed. And one of the most great benefits is improved optimism, being a more positive person. Okay, all right, let's shake it all out, move the block. We're gonna do sit stand. So feet are behind the knees, hands are on the thighs, lengthen, hinge forward. Recruit, notice what muscles are invited to play with this. And if it says no, then it says no. If it says yes, then stand up. Shift the weight to the heels of your feet, send the sitting bones back, slowly sit back down. If that was easeful for you, then maybe the hands can come onto the shoulders. If you still want to use those thighs or the hands on the chair for safety, do what you need to do to support and strengthen over time. Shift that weight to the heels, sit down with control. That's going to strengthen those legs. And keep doing a few more of those. Maybe the arms come out to the side or forward. Good. And one more. I got out of those, didn't I? And stay standing if that's where you are today. And do your loose coat sleeves while we're all fixing our mat up. You've got your chair on. I've got it on my right side, but it doesn't matter. And you know, when I say right and left, I'm mirroring. So you know it's really my left side, but I say right because it's easier to do what I'm doing. All right. That's our mirror neurons, right? Our mirror neurons, why we learn to smile, why we learn to do anything. All right. And then slow that down, shake it all out. Okay. All right. Come to your mountain pose. And there's a big apple tree in front of you. So we're going to take that right arm and we're going to pick an apple and we're going to, what are we going to do? We're going to give it away. Give it away. Hands, palms up, give it away. Then we're going to pick another apple and off to the side, we're going to drop it in the basket. So palms facing down. So reach for the apple, give it away. Reach for the apple and drop it in the basket. Let's go to the other side. So left arm reaches up, picks the apple, gives it away. Reach for the apple. Oh, you know what? I want to do this one differently. All right. Reach for the apple. There's a basket here. Drop it in the basket. Reach the apple and give it away over here. Reach for the apple, drop it in the basket on the left side. Reach for the apple, give it away. All right, let's try both. Reach for the apple. Remember, on the right, we are giving it away, and the left, we're dropping in the basket. And reach for the apple. And now on the, oh, I can't even remember. Do y'all remember? One side we're dropping it in the basket, one side we're giving it away. So just try to do opposite on each side. See if you can switch them, do different things on each side. Sorry, it's really hard to cue that one. But do one more time. It is a good practice. My mother does this one all the time because it helps her to get her arms moving and gets her right and left brain doing two different things. All right, shake that out. Stand in that mountain pose. Get a nice breath in. Good. We haven't done our twisting yet, so we're going to do our twisting standing up. So take your feet about a little more than hip distance apart and soften your knees. And we're going to reach the arms up overhead and then find that right hand. The right hand's going to go forward, the left hand's going to go back, and we're going to twist to the left. Thumbs are up, palms are facing the midline. Allow your hips to move in whatever way your spine feels best, and the knees. So keep the knees soft. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Find your left hand, left's going to go forward, right back. Palms face toward forward, thumbs are up. Now let's do that with the breath. So inhale, keep Samavriti. And keep it even. Exhale as you lower. Inhale for a count of 2, 3, or 4, whatever your breathing dictates. So all of our twists may be going at different speeds. Allow the pelvis to move to keep it out of the lower spine. This is a much more comfortable way to twist for some people. All right, one more time each way. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale, feel those arms. They're starting to get fatigued, mine are. Palms together, hands together, and down to the heart. Good. All right, from here, I'm gonna turn sideways. I'm gonna do chair pose. So hands are at the heart, and see if you can't push the hands in toward each other. Get a little more flexion in the wrist. Let the elbows stick out. Roll the shoulders back and down. Draw the belly in and up to support the core, and lengthen the tailbone towards your heels so you're not sticking your butt out. Now shift the weight to the heels of the feet. Start to bend the knees and sink the hips. Make sure the tailbone's still down. Keep the head and heart lifted. Isometrically draw your legs toward each other, and if it helps you to use a block, to squeeze a block, to send that message to the pelvic floor and the core to be strong, that's good too. Hold it. Let go of the stories. Keep pressing the hands in toward each other. Engage the shoulders. And then press the feet in and release. And do that again, or bring your arms out to the side with soft elbows. Shift the weight to the heels of the feet. Send the sitting bones down. Sink into your chair. Isometrically squeeze your legs toward each other. Strong, strong legs. Good. And then press the feet down, lower the arms, straighten the legs. Last one, hands can be at the heart, out to the side, or directly in front of you. Shift the weight to the heels of the feet, send the sitting bones back, bend those knees. Eye gaze is in front of you. You're not kinking your neck up to look at the video. Another breath here. Squeeze the legs towards the midline and lower the arms down, release. Roll the shoulders back. Step your feet out for goddess legs, about the width of the mat or more, depending on where you are. Feet are at a 45-degree angle and the tailbone is pointing straight down. We're going to start at star pose, so the arms are out to the side. Now you can either let your arms be loose and blobby, or you can really reach out through the fingers and engage the muscles of the underarm. All right, so everything's tight and engaged, fingers are spread. Nice star pose here. Now bend the elbows, palms face forward. Start to bend the knees, tailbone point straight down, and come to your goddess. All right, pause here for a moment. And now we're going to add a little bit of more stuff to this. So inhale as you come to star. And I want you to take your fingers and tap fingertip, just like we were doing before, fingertip to the thumb, but going from the different direction. All right. All right, star there. Bend the elbows, keep doing the fingertips, and we're going to name 3 vegetables. So name 3 vegetables: cucumber, zucchini, carrots. All right, come back to star. Now you're going to take one palm up, one down. So flip-flop the arms, flip-flop the palms, bend the knees, keep flip-flopping the palms, bend the elbows, and we're going to name 3 countries. All right, Armenia, Romania, Georgia. All right, straighten the arms out. Big breath in. And this time we're going to make some little arm circles. Bend the elbows, keep making the little circles, and we're going to name 3 star constellations: Orion, Big Dipper, Little Dipper. Cheated on that. All right, one more reach. Now we're going to flap the arms a bit. Come into goddess. I don't know what you do here. Press back a bit. And we're going to name 3 yoga poses. I wish I could hear you saying this: goddess, star pose, chair pose, and lower the arms down. Woo, roll the shoulders out. So they say multitasking is a myth, that to do something with your full attention, you need to focus on one thing at a time. And I believe that to be completely true. But that's not what life demands of us, right? Sometimes we have to be walking and talking and shopping and thinking and answering our phone and all that stuff. And while it's not ideal for attention, it is the way our life works. So good to practice some of those things. All right, doing okay? All right, we're gonna face the chair now and come into some nice forward folding. So if you wanna use the seat of the chair, feel free to use the seat of the chair, but then we're going to go into lunge as well. So if you want to get deeper into your lunge like we did last week, you can use the seat of the chair, okay? I'm going to use the back of the chair. So come to your mountain pose first. Nice breath in, full breath out. And we'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead to your level of comfort. Get long in your spine. Press the feet down into the earth. Strong Urdhva Hastasana. This is really good mountain pose too. Draw the belly in. And if I were to come give you a little push, you wouldn't be able to move. We're going to hinge from the hip crease. Bring the hands to the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. Hinge forward. All right, soften the knees, and send the sitting bones back. So get a lot of length in your spine. Head and neck are in alignment. Now, how much of the core strength can you use to lift back up to standing? All the way, inhale the arms overhead, palms together and down to the heart. All right, so that's the warm up. We're going to do pranam 3 times, all right? So inhale the arms overhead, get length, exhale, forward fold. You're going to come halfway up from wherever you were. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, deepen the fold. Bend the knees a lot. To get up, hands on the knees, on the thighs to press up, or on the hips with the elbows pressed back. Root down through your feet and come to standing. Inhale the arms overhead, palms together, and lower down to the heart. Let's do that again. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, hinge forward, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen your fold. Bend the knees a lot, hands on the thighs or the back of the chair. Root down through the feet, come to standing. Inhale, the arms overhead, palms together, and down to the heart. One last time. Breathe in, arms up. Breathe out, hinge forward. Knees are soft. Inhale as halfway lift. Exhale, deepen your fold. Bend the knees a lot, hands on the thighs, hips, or chair. Root down through the feet, come to standing. Breathe in, reaching the arms all the way overhead. Gaze between the hands, palms together, and lower the hands down to the heart. Nice. All right, hands come back to the chair or this, down by your side. We're going to do lunge. So step the left foot under the chair. We're going to step the right foot back. If your feet are hurting, you can use shoes. You can put a blanket under your heel, or you can lower the heel down into warrior one legs, taking a nice wide stance. All right. You choose what works best for you today. A gentle bend to the front knee as the knee stacks over the ankle. Squeeze the back right glute. Squeeze the glute, lift the back thigh bone up. So you got a nice long line from the heel to the crown of the head. Isometrically send your front shin forward to feel the hamstring fire up. So we're scissoring the legs away, squeezing the glute, sending the front shin forward. Everything is connected and strong. Now reach the, if you feel balanced, reach the right arm up overhead and crescent over towards that left side to get a big stretch in that whole hip complex on that right side. Breathe into this space. Notice what you've let go of. Notice if you've let go of the front isometric shift, the back squeeze, the length in the hip. One more breath. Lift back up, lower the arm down, and send the back foot forward. Take your feet wide, make some big circles with your torso and hips. Use your breath. All right, nice. How's your body feeling? Feeling light, feeling heavy, feeling happy? How are you feeling from the inside out? All right, let's step the right foot forward and the left foot back. Now the feet are two different animals, so maybe this foot doesn't feel like being on its toes, so it needs to go down. That's okay. Mine does. All right, take a bend to that front knee. What do? First, we squeeze the back glute. Send that back thigh bone up. Shift the right shin forward. Feel the hamstring fire up. Everything's solid. So if I pushed you, you would be so pressed into this space. All right, holding on with the right, lift the left arm up, get that length. And as you exhale, crescent over. If you need to be at goalpost, that's fine. Just turn the palm facing your ear, crescent over to the side. And then you can decide if you want to reach the arm up and take it over. What are you still holding on to? What have you let go of? Can you reignite, re-engage? Stay focused on the body. Come back to center, lower the arm down, and step the back foot forward. Nice. Okay, a little more stretch in the hamstrings now for pyramid pose. So taking the feet a nice wide stance, we're going to step the right foot back, and the left foot's going to stay forward. So it's just about 3 feet apart. The toes are facing as forward as they can go comfortably. So the hips are going to face forward. If you need to take a wider stance, take a wider stance. All right, so get long in your spine and take your awareness to your left hip crease. All right, so we want to send the left hip crease back as we hinge forward with straight legs. Bring the hands onto the back of the chair and start to just hinge forward until you feel sensation in that front, mostly in that front left hamstring. See if you can't balance the weight evenly on both feet. If you're pressing real hard into the chair, try to soften the hold of the chair. Use that core strength as you draw the front body to the back body. Head and neck are in really beautiful alignment, and then hinge forward only as far as feels good and safe in your back. Find your breath, connect to your breath, and keep sending that left hip crease back a little bit. And if you want to use blocks, blocks help you instead of a chair. Blocks might be a good idea too. All right, press on back up using that core strength. Step the back foot forward, shake it out. But take a second to notice the difference between the left and the right hamstring. That's an intense hamstring stretch. And then when you're ready, step the other foot back, the left foot back. All 10 toes are facing as forward as possible. Hip points are pointing forward. Right hip crease presses back just a little bit as you start to send those sitting bones back, shoot those arrows back. Keep the spine long. Support the weight as minimally as you need to. Use blocks if you're not going to be using the chair. or hands on the thighs if that works for you. And then see if you can't press that back thigh bone back just a little bit more. Both thigh bones back just a little bit more. Right hip crease presses back, feet evenly engaged on the floor. And then see how much core strength you can use to help yourself lift back up rather than all the hand work on the back of the chair. And step the back foot forward. Shake it out. Okay, everybody good? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Get a drink if you need a drink. Okay. I'll give you a second to do that. Always good to hydrate. Really important for the neuro system to stay hydrated. Your brain is what? Your body's like 70% water, and your brain has got a ton of water in it. And you know your brain uses as much calories as a fully engaged quadricep. All those trillions of cells. Okay, billions of cells, trillions of connections. All right, so let's work the glutes and the hip a little bit. All right, so we're going to hold on to the back of the chair and step the right foot back behind you. Don't want you to arch your back and crunch your lower back. So if you have to hinge forward a bit, do so. Now draw the energy up that foot, up that right leg, and flex the foot if you can lift it up off the earth. If not, you're going to step forward and back, forward and back. If you're able to lift it, I want you to really engage the glute and press the back of the thigh bone up as you lift and lower that leg. Lift and lower, lift and lower. We're strengthening the hamstring and the hip flexors, the pelvic, the glute, the gluteus maximus. This is a really good exercise. If you're able to release the left arm and reach that forward, really get the core working a little bit here, not a have to. 3 more, 1, 2, and 3. Hold it, pause, 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 and release. Shake it out, notice. That took a little bit of effort, didn't it? All right, let's go to the other side. So send your left toes back, squeeze the glute, hinge forward a bit, all right? Don't arch your lower back. And then if you choose, you're going to step forward and back or flex the foot, lead with the heel, lead with the back of the thigh bone, lift and lower. Small pulses as you lift and lower. Keep squeezing the back butt muscle, keep squeezing the hamstring. And then if you choose to reach the right arm forward, you can do that, not a have to. Keep that core strong. Notice your balance. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Hold it if you can, and release. Shake it out. Okay, I'll turn laterally to your chair, sideways to your chair. And you're either going to step to the side and in, or we're going to take it, do the adductor, abductor. So flex the foot, shift your weight to the standing leg, and send it out to the side. Here we're using the little butt muscle, the gluteus medius, and you'll feel that if you put your hand there. This is one that always gets super weak, causes your legs to internally rotate, causes weakness in your pelvis, because we don't do this movement much, right? If at all. Why would you do this in the course of a day? Can we do 3 more? 1 and 2. We're going to hold it out there for that last one and try a little star pose, feather tap. That standing leg is taking some abuse. Nice, and release, shake it out. Just turn yourself around or move the chair, whatever you want to do. And you're either going to step and release, all right, or you're going to shift the weight to that standing, that left leg, send the right leg out to the side, flex it, and bring it in and press it out. Try not to let it fall toward the midline. Really use the adductor muscles to bring them back toward the midline. That standing leg is saying, screaming at you, saying enough already, but that's how we're going to strengthen. And notice inequities. I know that this leg is a lot weaker for me. So I'm trying to build up a little strength. All right, next time you got it out there, hold it out there. Maybe consider reaching the arm out, feather tapping. You choose and release. Shake it out. Okay. All right. Let's come on to our backs now. Okay. So I'll give you a second to get situated. You're going to need your strap. If you like to do bridges with a block, you're going to need your block. Oh, let's see. I probably need to tip that down a little bit. I'll let you get situated. Okay. Almost there. Everybody's just about there. Okay. All right. So come to your constructive rest. Lie down on your back. Allow your spine to just soften, release. Notice what you notice. Notice where you might be holding on to some tension. And once everybody's situated, let's move to a nice full body stretch. If your lower back isn't having it today, keep one knee bent. If your arms don't want to go overhead, take them out to the side. You decide. And then make some circles with your ankles, circles with your wrists. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. And then lower the arms down, bring the knees back to pointing toward the sky. We're going to take one or both knees into the chest. Here you can use a strap if you choose to place the strap behind the thighs to give a little support to the legs. We're going to draw those knees in towards the chest. Now feel the thighs pressing into the belly, belly pressing into the thighs. And rock the knees side to side. And take your awareness to your lower back and sacrum and see if you can massage the lower back and then lower the feet a little bit so you can give a better massage to the pelvis and the sacrum. Just notice a difference between when you're on your lower back and when you're on your sacrum. And it probably is going to take your feet to be a little bit lower to get to the sacrum. All right, hands on top of the knees, fingers pointing towards the feet. Row the knees. Take them out to the side. A little bit of movement in those hip joints. We haven't done a lot with our hip joints yet. And then take them the other direction. All right, lower the right foot down. And we're just going to kind of warm up the knee and the hamstring a little bit more. So you can use a strap around the back of the thigh or just hold on to the back of the thigh. We're going to just lift and lower the foot up toward the sky. So right foot is on the floor. Left leg is lifting and lowering, just a gentle movement of that knee joint as we not get a full extension of the leg yet, but just kind of warming up the quadricep. You'll feel some heat build up in that thigh muscle. Just a couple more here. Good. And then let's go to the other side. Lower that down and bring the right leg in toward the chest. And you're using a strap or using your hands. It's just a gentle lift and lower of that leg to start. Good. Okay. Now we're going to do a little bit of brain fitness work here. So we're going to take the right leg up toward the sky, and the left arm is going to reach long overhead, if that works for you. All right. If not, just point it up toward the sky. And then we're going to switch. So it's opposite arm leg movement with the arm reaching overhead and the foot reaching up overhead. With the breath now, inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Inhale, so Samavriti. See if you can get this movement to be nice and even with your breathing. One more each way. Last one. And pause. All right. Now, with your left hand, reach for your right knee. So bring your right knee into the chest with your left hand. The right hand's going to tap the left shoulder. All right, and then we're going to switch. So now the left knee comes in, held by the right hand, and you tap your right shoulder with your left hand, and then switch. You may want to clap in between. So this is kind of a cross crawl on our backs. Switch. And switch. All right, keep this up if you can. And you're going to name the month backwards. All right, so December. And go as, you don't have to go with the movement necessarily, so maybe you can go a little bit faster with your month. So November, December, November, October, September, August, July, June, May, April, March, February, January. Did you get that? All right, go ahead and stop that. Take a breath. If you're still on the months, finish up your months. All right. Now let's grab our strap. And we're going to start with our left leg, and let's just do Supta Padangusthasana. So we're going to place the strap on the ball of our left leg and use the strap to help bring the knee in the direction of the shoulder. Plug the head of the leg bone in, and then extend your leg nice and long. So get it long and tall. Press out through the heel of the foot. So you're going to start to already feel a stretch in the foot and the Achilles and the side of the calf. And then slowly start to lift the leg long. Hold it here. Some of you may want to stretch out your right leg. Some may not. That's okay. Do what works for you today. All right. Now, put both straps into your left hand. Your right hand comes on your right hip just to keep the hip points facing forward. And then take that left leg out to the left side of it. Only as long as your pelvis can stay pointing up toward the sky. Nice stretch here. Good. All right, use your leg strength to lift that back up. And then cross your left leg over top of your right. And go only as far as the spine feels comfortable with this. If you have sacroiliac instability and you have pain in your lower, side of your back, then keep your right knee bent and let your left leg cross over top of your right leg, and your right knee points toward the left a little bit. So you're making an X with your thigh bones. That helps just to balance the weight on the pelvis a little better. Good. Come back to center. And one more nice stretch of that hamstring. So see if you can really root down through the pelvis and lengthen up to the sky. Good. How's that feel? If it's not straight, can you lower it for me for a sec? Lower it until you can get it straight. Lower it, get it straight. So yeah, lower it, get it straight. See how that feels different from bending it. And now keep it as straight as you can and lift it just a tiny bit. And notice the difference in the stretch. You won't go as high, and that's okay. All right, one more breath, and then go ahead and lower it back down slowly. Take a second to notice the difference first of the right and left leg. And then we'll take that other leg in. So the right leg, draw the right leg in toward the chest. First, plug it in to your pelvis. So bring the knee in the direction of the right shoulder. All right, now press it forward to get it straight first. Get it straight. And then only go as high as it can stay straight. So just use your proprioceptive awareness to notice if the leg is as straight as it can go. And don't go as high if you can't keep it straight, because what you're going to do is you're going to lose one of the stretch points. All right, because it connects at the sitting bone and then behind the back of the knee onto the shin bone. So if you bend your knee, you lose that shin bone stretch. All right, now put both straps in your right hand and put your hand on your left hip point. That's going to keep you knowing that your pelvis is level. And then go ahead and take your right leg slowly out to the right side. Now that nice stretch. This is always one of my favorite. It doesn't matter what I like. I don't know if you like this or not. I hope you do. All right. Because it uses strength and flexibility. So go ahead and use the strength of your muscles to lift that leg back up. And then put the straps in your other hand and cross your right leg over your left leg. But if you have that instability, then keep the left knee bent and just pass it behind the right leg. And if you really flex that foot, you're going to get a big stretch in the outer shin and outer thigh. So if you're not feeling that, make some little minor adjustments. Remember that titration and we did last week? Titrate it to a point where you feel sensation. I can see some of you rubbing the sides of your legs, so I know you're sensing that. That's great. All right, one more breath. And then bring that leg back up to center and lower that leg back down. All right, and just settle in for a moment. Notice, what do you need to do? Is there something you need to do to kind of just recover from that? Okay, let's work our hip a little bit more since we haven't done much with the hip. So bring yourself back to constructive rest. And we'll start with this left leg. So flex the foot, externally rotate the leg as you bend the knee and place the ankle on the above the right thigh, above the knee on the right thigh bone. The first thing you want to do is use your muscle energy to press the leg away from you. So use as much of your muscle energy first before you do anything. And then notice if there's some sensation in that left hip. Keep the foot flexed, the toes lifted and spread to support the knee. And then if you choose, either using a strap behind your right thigh or lifting the right foot up, you can set it on a block, or you can lift it up and reach for the back of your thigh and draw those knees in towards your chest. But where do you feel the best sensation? Where does it work best for you? Like, what if you were to rock a little bit and maybe turn slightly to the right as you keep using your muscle energy to press the left knee away from you? You really get a little more sensation that way. Good. Nice. And then come back to center, lower the feet down, and we'll switch sides. So come back to constructive rest. Flex the right foot, externally rotate it from the top of that leg bone, and put the ankle above on the left thigh above the knee. Stay here if this is where you feel sensation, but first use that muscle energy to press your leg away from you. And see if you can maintain some of that. All right, that gives me plenty of sensation right there. But some of you may want to either put your left foot on a block, or you're just used to doing this, kind of automatically, but you don't have to. If you feel sensation enough this way, by pressing the leg away from you, just stay there. If you want to bring the leg in towards your chest, you can do that. But if what happens is your knee draws inward towards your midline, then you're losing the stretch, all right? If you get a better stretch just opening up with your own muscle energy, then just do that. There's no have-tos to lift the foot up off the floor. That's what makes it your own practice, and you accommodate your own body with what works for you. All right. All right, one more breath, and then release that. And let's come back to Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet together, the knees apart, either supporting the thighs with your blocks or just nothing, letting gravity take those knees away. And I have a couple minutes that I want to put on my yoga nursey hat for a second and talk to you about one of the biggest issues with neuro, and that's stroke. So there was a study done a few years ago where they called 61,000 people in 17 states, and less than 20% of the people that they surveyed knew the major symptoms of stroke. And that can literally save your brain and save your life. So if there's nothing else that you take away from this class today, is remembering this little acronym called FAST. And you probably already know this, but I'm going to just say it anyway. The F is face. Do you notice drooping of the face or weird sensation, especially on one side of the face, or a spontaneous quick change of vision in one eye or both? All right, F, face. This is fast, remember. A is arm, and that's weakness or loss of sensation in the arm or leg on the one, especially one side of the body, which would create crazy balance issues. Or like my mom kept walking into the side of the wall. She couldn't walk a straight line. All right. When my sister had it, it started in her foot. She's 62 years old, had that stroke, started in her foot. And then she started feeling really heavy in her foot. It started going up her leg and she couldn't walk right. She had a stroke, 62. She's healthier than me. S is speech. That could be slurry speech or an ability to communicate effectively by using weird words that don't make sense, or not being able to understand what other people are saying. So there's just this big confusion around speech. So slurry, confusion, not being able to get the right word out. Any words right. And then the last one is T for time. Time equals tissue. So the faster you call 911, even if it's a TIA, because TIAs, the transient ischemic attack, can turn into a major stroke. All right, 911. All right. Okay. So now we have good, nice Shavasana. So take a few breaths in through the nose, out through an open mouth. Do whatever you need to do to settle better into your Shavasana, little minor movements. You need to do a happy baby, rocking side to side, twisting side to side. Make sure you're warm enough. And then allow your body just to settle into this space. And do a little progressive relaxation with each exhalation. Just soften the area of attention that I draw your awareness to. And taking a nice normal breath in with your awareness to your forehead and your eyes. Just allow that space to soften with your exhalation. Releasing any wrinkles or space between the eyes. The eyes feel heavy. Distance between the teeth so the jaw can relax. And take your awareness to your shoulders and back of the neck. Let them feel heavy on the earth. Invite the arms to relax, fingers to unfurl. The spine soften down as the back, the upper back, middle back, and lower back. Soften their hold. The pelvis feel heavy. Hips feel heavy. The buttocks sink into the earth. The thighs, knees, shins, and feet all soften and relax, let go. Then let go of the conscious breath and allow the breath to breathe itself. Begin to come back into this space. Breath. Invite a full, nourishing breath in. That long, slow breath out. That calming breath. And begin to invite movement into fingers and toes. Gently turning your head side to side. If you can turn the corners of your lips up just a bit, bring a smile to your face. Taking your time to bend the knees, rocking side to side. If you want to stay in Shavasana longer, please feel free to stay in as long as you like. And if you're ready, roll over onto your favorite side. Pause for a moment. Thank your brain for being so smart and amazing. Vowing to take care of that essential organ. Press your hands into the earth. Unmute yourself if you'd like to Om together. And while you're doing that, just knowing that Om is another way of improving well-being because it taps into a part of your vagus nerve that calms your nervous system. So let's just send each other off with a lovely Om. So exhale fully and inhale. Om. Know that all the light and love in my heart honors that same light and love in each of yours. So bow your head to honor your own practice, and then blink your eyes open and greet your Sangha, that connected